Om 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 Rama 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 Close your eye.
Close your eyes.
Open down bottom, open down side.
The ocean of Nadam and the ocean of light.
This evening's reading is The Earth and the Heaven. Who is not interested in the discovery of the heaven? All religious and holy books are filled with the glory and majesty of heaven. From immemorial prehistoric time, people on the earth have been untiringly engaged in the discovery of the heaven. The American people have invented the heaven, which they call New Haven. Is there anybody on earth who does not have an idea of heaven in their mind? Still, the fact is that more people on the earth are busy with the discovery of heaven, the more they are becoming further away from heaven. Our relative life is a mixture of earth and heaven. The inner life is called heaven, and the outer life is called earth. I do not mean by the word earth, the earth planet, but by the word earth, I mean the outer covering of the whole universe, including all beings and all atoms and molecules. The inner part of the whole universe is heaven, and the outer covering is earth. The inner core of the sun is heaven, and the outer disk and its rays are earth. The inner core of the planet Earth is heaven, and the outer covering is earth. The same fact is ruling all planets and all zodiac signs, all stars and all galaxies. The electricity is heaven, and the light running through the copper wires and filament of the lamp is earth. Psychosomatic consciousness is earth, and inner pure consciousness, pure awareness, beyond time and space is heaven. Psychosomatic consciousness cannot exist within body and mind. Therefore, psychosomatic consciousness is time and space bound, while pure consciousness, pure awareness, can exist without body and mind. Therefore, it is beyond time and space and is called heaven. Heaven is always beyond our senses. Therefore, it is called noumenon, unmanifest, avyakta. All expressions of heaven, all called earth, because they need time and space. Have you seen anywhere a fire without earthly substance such as wood? Even electric fire needs metal wiring. The inner part of fire is heaven, and the outer part is earth, in the form of flame, through earthly substance. The principle of I Am is heaven, and the body and mind are earth. Therefore, psychosomatic consciousness, which is time and space-bound, is earthly consciousness, while pure consciousness, beyond time and space, is heavenly consciousness. Heaven is always noumenon. What is the difference between noumenon and phenomenon, heaven and earth? The noumenon, or heaven, can exist without phenomenon, or earth. But earth and the manifestation cannot exist without noumenon and heaven. The seed can exist without producing a tree, but a tree cannot exist without a seed. The tree comes out of the seed, and finally it turns back into the form of seed. Heaven can exist without any manifestation, but manifestation cannot exist without heaven. But there is a subtle difference between heaven and earth. When earth and heaven operate in togetherness, then we have the 6 days of creation. That is to say, Almighty God has created the whole universe within 6 days. What are the 6 days of creation? Number 1, optical or visual universe, the universe of colors and 3 dimensions. Number 2, the olfactory universe, the universe of various smells. Number 3, auditory universe, the universe of various sounds. Number 4, the universe of various tastes, such as sour, sweet, etc. Number 5, the tactile universe, the universe of various kinds of touch, such as soft and hard, and temperature, such as heat and cold, and dimension. Number 6, the universe of thinking and various thoughts, and various images, both heavenly and earthly. The 6 days of creation are time and space bound, while pure heaven, or pure awareness, when it is without manifestation, is not part of creation. Many religions call that state the resting state of God, or the Sabbath day. Pure heaven, without manifestation, is eternal and present everywhere, all of the time. Pure heaven has not the property of time and space, while all manifestations are the property of time and space. That is the only difference. Many religions think and believe that heaven is far away in an unknown planet. Many religions believe that heaven is on the moon. When Americans went to the moon, they could not find anybody, not even an old abandoned house. Therefore, many religions were shocked by the Americans' report, because they believed their forefathers and all enlightened people lived on the moonland after their death. The sun symbolically represents heaven because the sun has its own light. The moon symbolically represents earth, that is to say, the body and mind, because they have their illumination from the sun, that is to say, heaven. Heaven is omnipresent. It is the principle of the absolute I Am, where the universal I Am and the individual I Am above. Fire can exist without smoke, but smoke cannot exist without fire. In the same way, heaven can exist without earth, but earth cannot exist without heaven. The word earth should be understood. There are 5 elements. Number 1, akasha, pure space, where all energy is in its unmanifest form. It has the property of sound energy, the sense of accommodation. Akasha is the source of sound energy. It is the mother of radio waves and cosmic rays, radar rays, X-ray, so on and so forth. Number 2, Vayu, or prana, or air, has 2 properties. That is to say, the property of Akasha and the property of prana, which is dynamic motion. The sense of hearing, the property of motion and touch. Number 3, fire. Fire has 3 properties. The property of Akasha, the property of prana, dynamic motion, air, and the property of heat and light. It is the sense of seeing. Number 4, water. The element of water has 4 properties. The property of Akasha, prana, fire, and water, that is to say, liquid dynamism. Number 5, earth. The element of earth has 5 properties. The property of Akasha, or space, prana, or dynamic motion, and fire or heat, and light, water, or liquid dynamism, and earth, that is to say, productivity or generative power, and the sense of smell. Therefore, the element of earth has all properties of all elements, and it is the only element which has the properties of all elements. By earth, we do not mean the earth planet, but the earth element, which is the outer covering of every manifestation of the universe, including the sun, moon, the stars, all galaxies, the past, the present, and future. Earth cannot work without heaven, although heaven can work without earth. When earth and heaven work together, then there is balanced life in the universe. But when earth and heaven are separated from one another, then there is disorder, chaos, confusion, sorrow and suffering, and various types of misery and hell. Every manifestation has 2 kinds of forces. Number 1, Deva, or divine, or angelic, or white force. And number 2, devil, or demon, or dark forces. All devas are representative of the white forces, and all demons and devils are representative of dark forces. The 2 forces are working in every manifestation. You can see these 2 forces vividly in human form. Some men and women are more on the side of the devas, or angels, while certain men and women are more on the side of the demons. Some are a mixture of the divine forces and the dark forces, that is to say, godly and ungodly forces. These 2 forces work cooperatively, like the 2 wheels of a chariot. When these 2 forces work in perfect cooperation, then we have a balanced life. While if either of them is out of order, then we have a disorderly life. White forces can be equally as harmful as dark forces. Our whole history tells us that when demonic forces are predominant, then the whole world becomes out of order. We have a perfect model of demon forces in Nero of Rome and Hitler of Germany. When white forces predominate, Then we have religious wars, crusades, or jihads. We have had more than 5,000 religious wars in the past 3,000 years created by the so-called white forces. But heaven is the perfect balance of white forces and dark forces. The night represents the dark forces, and the day represents white forces. The night is as important for holistic health as is the day. We know very well that without perfect sleep, we cannot work in the daytime. This fact I want to illustrate by the following majestic and glorious story. Once upon a time, the Devas, or angels, under the leadership of Indra, and all the demons, or devils, under the leadership of Satan, were fighting day and night for many years for supremacy, to know who was the better and who the greater. Ultimately, both parties unanimously decided that their case should be settled by our Father, the Creator, Brahma, or Prajapati. So both parties appealed to the Creator, because the Creator is the father of both the devils and the demons. The demons are in charge of the military and police force of heaven and earth, and the Devas, or angels, are makers of the constitution of heaven and earth, by way of the democratic system. The summit conference had been organized to be held on an auspicious and high holy day. The major issue was, who is better and greater, that is to say, who must work under whom. In other words, should the Parliament work under the military and police, or should the military and police work under Parliament? Should the mind and body work under the soul, or I am, or should the I am work under the mind and body? In those whom the principle of I am works under the body and mind, they are demons, and vice versa, in whom the body and mind operate under the principle of I am, they are the Devas, or the angels. All prominent Devas and all prominent demons were assembled in the house of the Creator. The Creator informed all Devas and demons who were assembled there that the issue should be decided at the dinner table. Both parties were given 2 hours' time to eat. The first chance to eat was given to the demons, and at the moment they began to eat, the martial or military music began to play. The moment the demons began to reach for their meal, now, lo and behold, what happened? Their arms became so stiff and rigid, they could not bend their arms to eat, and they had to reach their arms out very far, nearly 2 feet, and had to pour their soup into their mouth with the outstretched arms. They were all struggling to eat. Sometimes the soup was pouring into their nose, sometimes on their heads, sometimes into their eyes and ears, sometimes onto their chest and abdomen, including the legs. Yes, of course, it sometimes reached their mouth, but even then, due to the force of distance, it poured into their lungs. The 2 hours passed away without any eating. And again, the martial music began to play, signifying the end of the meal. So all demons remained hungry due to this calamity. The gods, or Devas, were watching the struggle of the demons, and now it was time for the Devas to have their meal. The martial music began. The devas were seated at the same table as the demons, and the demons watched as the devas began to eat. The moment the dinner was served, the devas began to have the very same difficulty as the demons. Their arms became stiff and rigid. They could not bend their arms to eat. The same thing happened exactly as it had to the demons. But, with their rigid arms outstretched, unable to feed themselves, they began to feed each other. Thus the devas finished their meal by feeding each other without spilling any food on their bodies. The demons were watching very carefully. As the devas finished and completed their meal, long before the appointed 2 hours. Then the martial music began as a sign of the end of the meal. Then the Creator made an announcement as follows. Those who have mutually helped, they are the better and the greater. All demons were very much impressed by that decision. Since that time, the military and police force have come under the rule of Parliament. Mind cannot work without thinking, and thinking cannot work without any image or thought. So too, image and thought cannot operate without time and space. Can you think of anything without time and space? Every thought and thinking is either a white force or a dark force. Mind is the source of both white and dark forces. You cannot work with white forces without dark forces, and vice versa. You cannot work with dark forces without using white forces. You cannot continue to eat and drink without evacuating, either food in the form of fecal material or water in the form of urine or perspiration. Therefore, mind has 2 forces, the forces of the divine and the forces of the non-divine, or physical force. This whole world is suffering from the separation of these 2 forces. You cannot live by money alone, and vice versa, you cannot live by prayer alone. You have to combine the body and the mind. The education which brings peace of mind cannot bring money. Peace is the white force, and money is the dark force. You have to combine these 2 forces for the balancing of your life. Otherwise, without that balance, life becomes hell, neither the earth nor the heaven. When you have no peace of mind, then you have 2 ways. Either you have to go to a mental asylum, or you have to create war in various forms. Domestic war, social war, national, international, as well as the so-called religious wars. If you meditate on I am, beyond the body and mind, then you are combining heaven and earth under the creative force, that is to say, I am. When we say beyond body and mind, we do not mean that you cannot use your body and mind, but we mean to discover their original source, that is to say, the inner heaven, from which the manifested body and mind, in time and in space, as outer earth originated. Do not try to understand this story of the devas and demons, but you meditate on I am beyond mind and body, and automatically you will understand the discovery of heaven, which was all the time operating as your guiding light, or inner guru. Please try, and if you have any difficulty, the divine forces will help you in one way or another. Om Shanti, Shri, Brahmananda, Sarasvati, February 14, 1986. questions. Any questions?
Uno.
Do you know
How our body works?
how our body works?
And same purpose. In the same principle.
In the same
Principle.
principle.
Because part of teeth
The work of the teeth
is to eat food,
is to eat, to chew food,
but they cannot contain food.
but they cannot digest.
Cannot contain.
I'm sorry, contain or retain the food.
Everything
If they retain any food,
that part happen,
then what happens?
it becomes nothing.
They become rotten. Right.
Body work of heart
What is the work of the heart?
to pump,
To pump blood through the body.
but heart cannot heal, cannot heal
But the heart cannot keep
anybody.
any blood for itself.
Heart, how tight, who are they? Who are they? Going on. Cannot heal.
Cannot steal any blood for itself. The heart cannot.
Particle of 5 minutes
What is the work of digestion?
to hide it,
To digest.
but I think digestion
But digestive organs
are not keep food.
must not keep the food there.
Body work of moon
What is the work of bones?
to palm, but
To form blood.
they cannot keep.
But that blood they cannot keep in the bone marrow, cannot be kept there. No.
Body work of heaven
What is the work of heaven?
yeah, and four, and four.
Inner forces
To maintain whole heart.
to maintain the whole earth.
Heaven is always human.
Heaven is always the noumenon,
Who cannot work without I am.
you cannot work without I am.
Although I can work without body mind,
Although I can work without the body and mind,
but body mind cannot work without I am.
but body and mind cannot work without I am.
Can you work?
Can you?
Therefore, heaven call our handful,
Therefore heaven is called our inner force,
and earth our household.
And earth is called our outer force.
In every time, in this
In
time,
every
I find it is
relative
that
life,
when not work without time in the heart.
we cannot work without heaven and earth.
Physical minded.
What is the psychological
minded.
blindness?
Who know?
Do you know?
I'm not talking physical minded.
I'm not asking about physical blindness.
I call physical blindness.
Psychological blindness.
Think.
Think. The ignorance
of oneself.
of one's self.
I say, I am.
Of the I am
Psychological blindness.
is psychological blindness.
Find cool cocky mind.
When your psyche is blind,
then whole life become hell.
then whole life becomes a hell.
Because you cannot see anything.
Because you cannot see anything.
All type of anybody has any mistake.
Whenever anybody does any mistake,
He has got to find.
means he's psychologically blind. Meditation,
open high.
opens the eyes.
Moment you open high,
The moment you open your eyes,
nobody can tell you what to do, what not to do.
nobody can tell you what to do or what not to do.
Automatically you see everything.
Automatically you see everything and you know.
But whenever you are psychologically blind,
But whenever you are psychologically blind,
somebody had to find you.
somebody has to guide you.
Even tough.
Even a
Yeah.
dog may do that. Even for a second.
Therefore, cause of possibility. Therefore,
Therefore, the cause of all misery
is psychological blindness.
is psychological blindness.
Fear, heart. Some people not on earth or on heaven.
Some people are neither on earth nor in heaven.
I can you.
Like a Trishankar, you know Trishankar?
Falling. Wandering.
What?
Falling. Falling. Wandering.
Wandering.
Wandering in the space.
Space.
Yeah.
Around and around.
How sound?
If you want to see, I've come Anandasham.
I didn't know. You are.
Oh, well, here.
Yeah, you are. You are.
We have the drama and we have the real thing, so this is the real thing.
Mother. You are mother. You are mother.
I am the model of
Jago.
Shintoism.
But you're not alone.
I'm way up there now.
I have
Oh no. Around me.
and Trinity. I have Trinity.
No, it's a trinity.
I myself
I myself.
into bodyguard.
Two
Bodyguard.
bodyguards.
Guru,
Computer and the mirror.
Guru, I'm Guru.
I'm the guru.
Muktam
I am dumb
and truth.
and mute.
Guru and calm and truth.
The guru is dumb in the sense of unable to speak and mute.
Not dead.
Dumb and mute.
Truth. No make comment. No make comment.
Okay.
Not dead. I'm trying to contact
I am trying to inject
my muted
my muteness
dumbness
and dumbness
by means of money.
by means of words.
Because one cannot carry on in the truth
Because one cannot,
of God.
words cannot carry on the truth.
Can you? Can they cannot truth?
Can they carry on truth?
However, you are hearing Friday,
Howsoever you are
hearing
speaking
Friday,
rightly,
Friday and Friday.
rightly and nicely,
You cannot carry on Friday of truth.
you cannot carry on the message of truth.
Who is always silent.
Truth is always silent.
Therefore, always to understanding
No understanding
is a far better
is far better
than misunderstanding.
than misunderstanding.
Powerful. He is powerful.
This is about the guru.
Idea.
Now, about the bodyguards.
Have here how much you
One cannot,
him,
if
him,
the word
he woman,
is
children,
spoken,
then he chief.
she is deaf,
And he got he T.
She is called a tree.
Tree Mui. Tree. 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 Mui.
Tree.
Mui.
Mui.
Meaning, touch me not.
That's a touch me not.
Touch me not. What to do?
Chewy.
Tree Mui. Touch me not.
We have a sensitive plant. You touch it and it goes. That's like Daddy's.
Tree Mui.
Sleep. Just down.
I see some.
Oh wow! Everyone gets it now. Oh great.
Why?
This one's more formidable. It's her genetic.
Bodyguarding boy. Because you are not here.
Why? Because you're not.
Why? You are not here. When you are here,
When,
no why?
when you are here, there's no reason of why.
Thomas Edison. His name was Edison. Thomas
Sir Thomas Edison
was scientific sick.
was 90% deaf.
Somebody asked him,
Somebody asked him,
how do you want to hear to hearing?
why don't you get an aid for hearing?
Because you have invented.
Because you have deafness.
Invented.
Invented.
He invented.
Oh, he invented it.
See, he told,
He told,
I have, pardon me,
for me,
limited
deafness
in my respect.
is my
Is
a divine.
I'm only 90% deaf.
I'm only 90% deaf.
10% I can hear.
10% I can hear.
Bobby talk.
Public talk
Oh, Putin.
is useless.
90%.
90%.
I funding.
10%
I can hear.
I can hear across the room.
I told you, when you are here, you can hear harmony.
Therefore, when you are here, you can hear something.
How about talking?
I was talking
Both dumbness and pureness.
about dumbness and muteness.
Although, without pausing, we not talk.
Although without
What?
words we cannot talk,
What? What are
but words are
food they put?
used like a bridge. questions?
Guruji, may I close this window? This microphone is very sensitive, it picks up everything going on up here.
No, not yet tonight. A little.
You can go out. You can go. You can go. Not ended. Any question?
So when you talk to us, do these other levels of mind, like the subconscious mind, get short-circuited?
Ah, in that way, hot. Tiny whole unconscious mind
Then your unconscious mind
had chance
has a chance
to present
to present
reality
reality
of to fight.
of your life,
Otherwise not.
otherwise not.
When you talk,
When you talk,
I participated.
I must listen.
When I talk,
When I talk,
who participated?
you must listen.
There's no further way.
There's no other way.
When talk,
When God talks,
when talk, whole mind
your mind
and body
and your body
must be silent.
must be silent.
When you talk,
When you talk,
part must be silent.
God must be silent.
Otherwise he not hear.
Otherwise, he can't hear.
When we
When you pray
sing
or sing
or chant,
or chant,
what type of mind you are moving?
what type of mind you are using?
Chant.
The conscious.
You cannot do unconscious.
You cannot use unconscious for that.
You can use.
Can you use unconscious mind to sing and chant?
Therefore, canning cannot be done without any language.
Therefore, chanting cannot be done without any language.
And a moment you move any language,
And the moment you use any language,
you are in your conscious mind.
you are in your conscious mind.
How many points have
How many layers of mind do you have?
conscious,
The conscious,
subconscious,
subconscious,
unconscious,
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 collective unconscious,
and cosmic unconscious,
the cosmic
unconscious,
conscious,
more unconscious,
superconscious,
and cosmic unconscious.
and cosmic superconscious.
7 slide.
7
Here.
layers.
All there have no thought.
All the other layers beside the conscious have no chance.
By meditating on I am,
By meditating on I am,
beyond the mind body,
beyond the mind and body,
can go only on mind.
you can go only
Beyond.
can go beyond the conscious mind,
You cannot go beyond unconscious
but you cannot go beyond the unconscious
because you do not know what is on.
because you do not know what is the unconscious.
Then you have automatic,
Then you have automatic,
natural,
natural,
responsibility,
and spontaneous
argumentative,
psychoanalysis,
psychoanalytic,
psychosynthesis,
argumentative.
and psychotherapy.
You know what is the meaning of psychoanalysis?
Do you know what is the meaning of psychotherapy?
By means of psychotherapy,
By means of psychotherapy,
you can transform
you can transform
in who I am
your individual I am
to only I am.
into the cosmic I am.
But be sure,
But be sure,
here I am, already I am.
the individual I am is already the cosmic I am.
You cannot do anything.
Otherwise, you cannot do anything.
You cannot transform
You cannot transform
donkey
a donkey
into elephant.
into an elephant.
You are already cosmic I am.
You are already the cosmic I am.
By mistake,
By mistake,
you feel here I am.
you feel you are individual I am.
Therefore, by means of meditation,
Therefore, by means of meditation,
you can feel whatever you are already.
you can feel whatever you are already.
And
Are there any other questions?
How is it that you said often that the body is nothing without me and the mind is nothing without me. How is it that the mind masks the I am, so we consider it mostly individual I am and don't think of it as the cosmic I am, even though that is what's animating the mind. It's like we make the mind work, and then the work covers up Creator.
video silent. On video silent.
Not the cosmic I am. So how is it that the mind prevents us from being aware of that?
First, you contact.
First you correct
whole time then.
your
Correct.
question.
I have never told you.
I have never told you
Only conscious mind.
only the conscious mind.
I have told you many times. Fine.
I've told you many times, mind,
Not only conscious mind.
not only the conscious mind.
And heartbeat, human height, when I am. Heartbeat, human I am.
Always the individual I am
Also, cosmic I am.
is also the cosmic I am.
But by mistake,
But by mistake,
to be not feel.
we do not feel it.
By without feeling unknown. By
It's a
without,
matter of feeling alone.
by meditation, you can feel.
By meditation, you can feel.
Hey, you are cosmic, cosmic.
You are always cosmic I am.
But I don't always feel like it.
You know, why do not feel?
You know, but you do not feel.
Therefore, by meditation,
Therefore, by meditation,
you can feel.
you can feel.
I discuss psychotherapy.
That is called psychotherapy.
Then, hey, the body of China, now body of China, now body of
Now, what's your question?
Is it the mind that's preventing us from feeling the cosmic I am all the time? Is the conscious mind? Does it prevent us from feeling? Or is it not really a good idea to feel like you're the cosmic I am all the time?
Hey man,
When you're driving your car, I don't like it in the way.
hey man, hey man,
Ignorance
of myself
of oneself
had two powers.
has two powers.
He's blind of mindedness, blind of kindness.
The power of blindness.
He's blind your sight.
It will blind your eyes.
A power of human.
And the power of projection.
You was blind no matter.
If you are blind, no matter.
He sleep.
Just sleep.
But you have changed our awakening.
But you have this sense of awakening.
Oh, and ironess.
And otherness.
Body, whatever you are,
Whatever you are, otherness.
you are heaven,
You are always heaven.
high by with unknown. How was anybody
You are identified
with unknown?
with earth alone.
No doubt when you park,
No doubt when you work,
who anything out anybody. Anything out
in
anybody.
the world of relativity,
So you cannot park without money in mind.
you cannot work without the body and mind.
But when you are out of work,
But when you are out of work,
harmony, harmony.
then heaven is heaven.
His identity,
This identity,
by the timing,
for the time being,
it's acceptable.
is tolerable,
Acceptable.
is adaptable.
Not the hard moon.
But it's not for good.
Not. Therefore, you work outside.
Therefore, you work outside.
You cannot pipe your body and mind.
You cannot work without body and mind. There.
When you park inside,
When you work inside,
who are beyond body and mind.
you are beyond body and mind.
Because body and mind cannot live without you.
Because body and mind cannot live without you.
Can be dead.
They will be dead.
On the other hand,
On the other hand,
you can't live without the body and mind.
you can live without body and mind.
You have telephone.
You have a telephone.
Physical form of telephone
The physical form of telephone
is located
is located
in your home.
in your room.
But here's how I'm telephone
The real form of the
happy.
telephone
Only when
is omnipresent.
you can't phone on head.
You can phone anywhere on earth
Here by radio wave,
by radio waves
up
up in space. You can
by
phone.
everyone.
By telephone. You can reach.
And the same way,
In the same way,
his body and mind
this body and mind
did not limit you.
does not limit you.
By meditating,
By meditation,
you can become omnipotent,
can become omnipresent,
omniscient,
omniscient,
omnipotent.
omnipotent.
Therefore, I call cosmic human,
Therefore, I call the cosmic telephone
cosmic TV,
a cosmic TV,
cosmic radio,
cosmic radio,
or cosmic computer.
cosmic computer.
Five minutes. So I
Close your eyes
and meditate on I am.
and meditate on I am,
Beyond the body and mind.
beyond the body and mind.
And positive your mind and body.
And watch your mind and body,
How it body beats.
how this body breathes,
When you breathe in,
when you breathe in,
hold it out, hay theo hỏi này muốn
the
hold it,
whole ocean of atoms and molecules
breathe in.
breathes in.
When you breathe out,
When you breathe out,
hold it out hỏi này muốn
the whole ocean of molecules
in atom
and atoms
breathe outside.
breathes outside.
Kind of feel without breathing.
Can you live without breathing?
How more you feel your breathing,
The more you feel your breathing,
the more you feel more than our electricity.
the more you feel the ocean of electricity.
Atom is vibrating. You can hear more than our atom.
You can hear the ocean of Nadam.
Atom,
Nadam,
electricity,
electricity,
and our breathing,
the current of breathing,
and our buzzing our blood.
and pulsation of blood.
These have same channel.
These all have the same channel.
Now while any bird out here holding up the wave.
Now you are in the state of the ocean of radio waves.
How to know?
How to know,
How to feel?
how to feel.
When you are have holding out the wave,
When you have the ocean of radio waves,
cannot feel your body of matter,
you cannot feel your body of matter,
but body of electricity.
but the body of electricity.
With Saram.
With Nadam,
So deep and deeper.
go deeper and deeper.
Whole universe is breathing with you.
The whole universe is breathing with you.
Who are hidden everywhere.
You are present everywhere,
Like Akasa.
like Akasha.
Akasa is China.
Akasha is called Krishna.
And Adam is called food.
Nadam is called his flute.
And our Highlander
And your attention
Tada.
is called Radha.
Arakanakratang.
Radha Krishna Satsang.
Try to have Anatantang.
Thus you have
There's a clear sadness.
Inner satsang.
Who all body are very happy.
All of your bodies are very happy.
Mind is blissful.
Mind is blissful.
You are peace.
You are bliss.
You are happiness.
You are happiness.
Because you are cosmic I am.
Because you are cosmic I am.
Ananda.
Sat Chid Ananda.
Presence of type force.
The presence of life force. Pulsation
Of type
life force.
Ocean of pulsation.
Ocean of pulsation.
Feel.
Feel.
Mental attention. Mental attention.
Mental attention. Mental suggestion.
I will not hate anybody.
I will not hate anybody.
I will love everybody.
I will love everybody
Unconditionally.
unconditionally.
Enjoy yourself Monday. Enjoy
Enjoy
yourself Monday.
state of oneness.
Subject,
Subject,
object,
object,
doing
knowingness
fall into Monday.
are transformed into oneness.
Aloneness.
Aloneness.
All in oneness.
all in oneness.
Ita Kaivalyam.
This is called Kaivalyam.
Then now you have object, and
As long as you have subject and object
knowledge.
and knowledge,
So now you have universal relativity.
so long you have the universe of
Relativity.
relativity,
Universal relativity.
the universe of the senses,
Not universal heaven.
not the universe of heaven.
When you have unknown need,
When you have aloneness,
all in harmony,
all in oneness,
non-entity,
beyond the Trinity,
then you have without myth.
then you have the ocean of bliss.
Everything vibrating.
Everything is vibrating.
Go up and up,
Go up and up,
deep and deeper.
deeper and deeper.
Om Deva Mata
Savita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti